The dinner table was set like a battlefield, gleaming cutlery reflecting the dim chandelier above. Laughter floated in the air, but it felt hollow, distant, like a sound from another life. I sat across from her, my fiancée, trying to focus on the conversation, nodding politely while the others spoke. I had always thought of her as gentle, kind, someone who would never humiliate me, not like this. Not in front of our friends. Then it happened. That voice. Clear, sharp, almost rehearsed. "His proposal was pathetic," she said, smirking. I almost said no. The words landed on my chest like a brick. The room froze for a heartbeat. Forks hovered mid-air, eyes darted, awkward smiles flickered. She didn't glance at me after saying it. She didn't need to. The damage was done. I smiled. Come. Quiet. Not because it didn't hurt, because it did, but because I realized that my reaction wasn't the story here. Her arrogance, her thoughtless cruelty, it revealed more about her than about me. I noticed everything. The way she avoided eye contact with me, the way she laughed louder when someone else told a story, the tiny smirk she gave after each subtle insult. Every gesture was a thread, every word a stitch in a tapestry of disrespect I had never seen so clearly before. I remembered the nights we spent talking about the future, the plans we made together, the trust one had placed in her. And now that trust felt like sand slipping through my fingers, unnoticed until it was too late. I didn't confront her. I didn't shout. I didn't let the heat of embarrassment dictate my next move. That would have been predictable. Instead, I let silence speak. I let the people around us feel the tension. I let the truth linger in the air, heavy and undeniable. What she thought was a small, careless joke was a window, flung wide open, into the reality of who she was and who she wasn't. After dinner, I walked home slowly, the evening's laughter still ringing in my ears, but hollow now. My mind wasn't on the conversation, it was on the implications. She had revealed something that night, not to me but to herself. That smirk, the careless words, they weren't accidents. They were a glimpse of who she really was. The next few days were quiet, deceptively quiet. She behaved as though nothing had happened, as though the world hadn't shifted beneath my feet. But I noticed everything. The way she checked her phone a little too often, the way her smile sometimes faltered when she thought I wasn't looking, the subtle arrogance in her tone when she spoke to others about me. I began documenting. Not obsessively, not angrily, but with precision. Conversations, gestures, subtle patterns. Every laugh that wasn't directed at me, every comment meant to belittle. I wasn't angry yet. Anger is loud, this required patience. Observation was my ally. Every small act of disrespect was a thread, and I began weaving them into a picture I could no longer ignore. Then came the moment I realized how deep it ran. A casual conversation she thought was private, words slipped carelessly about how she barely tolerated my proposal, how she almost said no. It wasn't just hurtful, it was revealing. She had underestimated me. She had underestimated the patience, the understanding, the quiet strength that I had built into myself over years. I didn't confront her yet. I watched as her confidence wavered even slightly when she thought no one noticed. Each revelation became a building block, each careless word an echo that I stored for later, a silent ledger of intent and truth. And I knew when the right moment came that truth, when timed correctly, would speak louder than any argument, louder than any anger. The night came when everything shifted. We were again with friends, the same laughter, the same casual air, but I was ready. I didn't announce anything. I didn't raise my voice. I let the moment speak, let the subtle truths surface in ways she couldn't control. Her careless words, her arrogance, her hidden contempt, all were revealed not through confrontation, but through observation, patience, and timing. One by one, her illusions unraveled. The friends who had only smiled at her charm now glimpsed the reality, the subtle manipulation, the cold disregard for someone who trusted her fully. I stayed calm, quiet, collected, because vengeance wasn't the goal. The truth was. And the truth had weight. The respect I had lost, the trust that was tested, was finally acknowledged, not by shouting, but by the undeniable clarity of what she had shown herself to be. That night as I left, I felt a quiet satisfaction. Not arrogance, not triumph and cruelty, but a steady knowledge that patience and observation, coupled with truth, were stronger than any momentary insult. She had revealed her character, and the world had seen it. I walked away with dignity, with the weight of truth firmly in my hands.